Today, you might just save a shit ton of time, thousands of dollars, six figures, and multiple six figures in opportunity cost. There is a certain category of person who I do not suggest pursue high ticket sales or sales as a career. In fact, I turn away plenty of applicants every single week for the RSA Mastermind. Why? Because I've seen way too many marketers sell anybody and everybody with a pulse and a credit card. Basically turns into a lot of people leaving the industry with a sour taste in their mouth, giving guys like myself a bad reputation, and they end up getting no results. They were sold the dream just like I was. They weren't given the things that they needed to be successful, and they end up leaving empty-handed. Too many people get sold the dream and never get the skills that they actually need in the first place. And how do I know this situation? Because I went through this same situation myself. Today, we're going to be talking about whether or not this industry is the right fit for you personally, according to your situation and your goals. Reason number one is part-time and full-time commitments. I'm going to tell you an example of a gentleman that I spoke to just last week who expressed interest in the RSA, and I'm going to give you my reasons why this is so important to consider if you're considering pursuing high ticket sales full-time. I spoke to a gentleman, let's call him James, and James has a family he's taken care of. He has kids, he has a wife, and he has a pretty good salary-based job where he's making about six figures a year. Now, he's a little bit older on the spectrum from typical clients we deal with. Most people that I speak to are between 18 and about 30. Typically, when you're getting a little bit older, you have more responsibilities, you have more risk. Basically, this transition into this career is typically a lot more difficult to do. So before even getting him inside the RSA Mastermind, we had to have a very logistical conversation on whether or not it's actually going to be worth it to him. And he asked if he could take some time to think about it. And I said, absolutely you should, because I think you really need to take some heavy consideration when it comes to this, because you're in a good position. It may not make sense to you and it may be risky. So for him to go part-time hours and make that transition into this career successfully is going to be really risky. It's going to be really difficult. Now, that's not to say that working part-time in the high ticket sales industry, if you're trying to transition in there, is directly impossible. I'm not saying that it is. But what I'm saying is it's going to be a lot more difficult for you than that of compared to others. Majority of companies do want you to work full-time. However, there are still plenty of part-time opportunities out there. But what this does is it goes from your opportunity being this to this when you're starting out. And it makes things a lot more difficult. Now, not to say it's not impossible, right? I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or form. But if it's something where you already have a decent job and you've got a family that you're taking care of, it generally may not be the risk for you, right? It depends on your risk tolerance. It depends on your current situation. It depends on a plethora of things. I'd really have to have a discussion with you. But understand that if you're looking to do this just part-time initially, it's going to be a lot more difficult than if you're able to do a full-time position. Reason number two is that you don't enjoy learning. Understand that sales is an infinite learning game. Spoke to a friend of mine the other day that makes about $50,000 in commissions every single month. It's Macedonian. He has English as his second language, which is an absolute savage, and he's absolutely crushing it. We were out for coffee the other day and he told me that he'd invested $200,000 collectively into his sales training and skills. Now, I've invested about $55,000, but he's done up to $200,000, and I would say he's a significant level better than me from a sales skill acumen point of view, because he's worked extremely hard to get to where he is today. Understand that the reason I just told you that is because once you get in, it's not just the first initial investment. You've got to continue learning. You've got to keep investing into your sales skills, because sales, like I mentioned, it's an infinite knowledge game, and it will take a long time to learn. It is literally human communication. It is persuasion, it is influence. Now, you can get very good, but there's always going to be things that you're going to be learning. Even the top guys in the industry, the top sales trainers, they're always learning, they're always reading books, they're always evolving, and this is how you become the best of the best. If you do not want to become the best of the best, and you don't want to continue learning, and you don't have an open mind, then this career in this industry is not for you, because it's continuously going to be getting feedback, learning, becoming better, right? And that's a point I'm going to tie on a little bit later on, but you need to be continuously committed to educating and learning about the skill the career that you're in. Reason number three, which directly ties into reason number two, is that you need to be obsessed with your craft to a certain degree. You need to understand that thousands upon thousands upon thousands of new sales reps enter into this industry every single given week and month. And so the competition is very, very high just with any business model in the space. So you need to have a level of obsession. You need to have a level of commitment that is above everyone else. You cannot just come in here and just expecting to get amazing results, make more than CEOs and founders if you want to just put in a little bit of work. You need to be, to some level or degree, obsessed with this game. And this is what's carried me through my entirety of my career, because I was obsessed with getting good. I was obsessed with becoming the best. If that's not you, then this may be very well another reason why you shouldn't pursue this career, because you need to become very good at this skill. I said specifically to a degree. I'm not saying that you should be insanely obsessed, although I know I am. There is plenty of people in this industry that are not making sales consume their entire life. Reason number 4 is that you need things now. You want things to happen now. You want things to happen tomorrow, next week, next month, right? I can assure you that is not how this is going to play out, no matter what any marketer tells you in this industry. This will take time. This will take a lot of effort. This will take a lot of energy, and it definitely does not happen overnight. If you want to make more money, the majority of people that you're surrounded by, your peers, your colleagues, your friends, your family, you have to understand that it's going to take a very long time to achieve that result. If you do not put in the right effort to achieve the results you want, then how can you expect to reap the rewards of everyone else that's at a higher level? I can guarantee you that every millionaire, multi-millionaire, every successful person I've met my entire life has understood that the process takes time. And the problem that most people have coming in this industry is expecting overnight results. Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, month 1, month 2, month 3, they give up. I constantly foster the right mindset for everyone inside my community, because it's not just the right strategy, it's the right way of thinking, right? We have guys like in my community, Richard, who literally is on his way to traveling the world in Thailand very, very soon. He's quit one of his part-time jobs and he's nearly going full-time in sales, and he's making $6,000 a month, right? He's almost doubled his income in about 4 to 5 months, right? This is the average timeline I see that it takes for someone to see very good success in high ticket sales. Typically, I like to tell most people that it takes about 6 to 12 months. However, the sweet spot for most of my guys typically is about between 4 and 6 months, where they can pursue it full time, they can continue scaling their income. But the breakthrough period with any make money online vehicle, but especially high ticket sales from my own personal experience, is 6 to 12 months. It really does take that long. And anybody else that tells you differently is lying to you. Because yes, there are a few denominators, there are a few people that are going to shortcut that trajectory, but understand that is not just because they got into high ticket sales, it's because they did something before, right? Every single time someone you see gets parabolic or exponential growth is because they have been doing something behind the scenes for years up until that point. Reason number 5 is you don't want to put in the work. Understand, with any business model, any way of making money online, all of them require a level of commitment and effort. And if you're not willing to put your all into this, you're not willing to sacrifice things, you're not willing to prioritize learning this as a skill, then it's not going to be it for you. Understand the level of effort and the commitment that I have built from 5 years ago up until today is still with me. Literally back when I had no idea what I was doing, right? I would walk to the shops with AirPods in my ears, right? Practicing sales, getting better at the script, even though it was a terrible sales process, by the way, and it was bad, and I didn't really learn that much from that process. The same core principle is here, is that I was committed, that I put in effort, and I put a disgusting amount of imperfect action to achieving my results. And all my guys inside the RSA community know that is what is required to get to that next level. And that's why so many of them succeed. They understand going into it that it's going to require a level of commitment and effort that they've never put in before. And it's the same thing that you need to realize if you want to pursue this industry. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're not willing to be committed, if you're not willing to put in the effort, there is no point in you doing this. I should tell you right now, it's not going to be something that you want to do. If you want a lazy, passive business model that's going to eventually work or blah, 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 this is not for you. I can guarantee you, you should definitely not pursue high ticket closing. Reason number 6 is that you can't take critical feedback. Understand, with high ticket sales as a skill within itself, you are going to need to listen back into your sales calls over and over and over and over again. If you hate the sound of your own voice, believe me, I do too, just like everybody else. But you're going to have to learn to be self-critical. You're going to learn how to self-analyze, and you're going to have to learn to accept rejection and critical feedback from others that are much farther ahead from you. I remember there was a guy in the RSA community that came in and he had a sales process that he was learning, and I made some suggestions, right? He kept on telling me he wanted to do it his way. Understand that the reason you're coming to work with me is because I know something that you don't. I am where you want to be for a very simple reason. I know a little bit more than you do. I'm not a genius, right? I'm not brilliant, but I've been at the game for a lot longer time than yourself. And so understanding that you need to be ready to be open to feedback, you need to be open to rejection, you need to be open to people critiquing your skills, and not taking it as a personal attack, not taking it as personal offense, right? Understand that we're just critiquing your sales skill here. Understand that all that it is getting better at the skill. And if you're not willing and open to get critical feedback, this industry is totally not for you. Because even myself today, I ask for feedback on sales calls. I ask for feedback on almost everything that I do from people that are ahead of me, because I respect their opinions and they have done or achieved what I want to achieve in the given area that I'm trying to improve on. Hence why I've paid 8,000 euros to work with a new coach and mentor to become better at YouTube, right? These are the things that you got to do, right? And the first thing that he loaded up, when he loaded up one of my YouTube videos, he's like, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks, right? It's the same thing with high ticket sales, right? You need to be willing, open, and prepared to get the feedback that you need to get to where you want to go, because I can tell you, you're never going to stop hearing it. And sales is a never-ending game of improving and becoming better. So if after hearing all of that and hearing all the reasons why I don't think that you should pursue remote closing, if you fit one of those categories or buckets and you think that it's something that you want to pursue and you think that you might be someone that you would like to make that transition successfully into a brand new career, then there's a link down below. It's a Calendly link there. You can pop in your details in a form. Me and my team will review your application, and you might be able to have a chat with myself about joining the RSA community. As like I mentioned before, we don't accept everybody. You may not be a fit for it. I turn away more than a few people every single week, but if you are, I would love to work with you, because this is my mission, this is my vision, this is my purpose. I want to help give a space to facilitate the transformation from zero to making your first 10K a month within the next 6 months to a year. That's my mission, that's my vision, that's my goal. So if it's something that you want to do, and after reasons that you've heard, there's something you're interested in, go ahead and book a call, pop in your information, and I'll speak to you very soon.